What's up, man?
I just want to say I agree with a lot of the stuff you say. Not here to attack you. I feel like we have a lot of common ground, specifically about like how you believe in conservative values. Like you talk about the importance of the nuclear family in society and how that's the backbone of everything. That's how children are raised. And you talk about the importance of also female chastity and how both those things are very important foundations of society, correct?
Yep.
So on the other hand, you also preach that it's okay for men to sleep around, but you also somehow support these conservative values and the importance of a nuclear family. I don't see men sleeping around and a strong, fundamentally sound society coexisting, because in every real life example we have where men are freely sleeping around, that directly raises rates of fatherlessness, that destroys society at its core, at its roots. Children grow up without foundations and are born in poverty and almost inevitably return to poverty because of their lack of a father figure. So my question for you is, how exactly do you explain the coexistence of the importance of a nuclear family, but also on the other hand, men sleeping around is somehow empowering?
No, that's a good question. That's a very good question. So before I answer this, just like, and I'm not asking you this to like insult you. I kind of want to gauge my answer based off what you tell me, so I can be the most. How many women have you slept with?
None.
Okay, you're a
I'm
virgin.
Christian.
Okay, that's fine, no problem, and I respect that greatly. But the reason why I want to bring that out is because I think it's important that men understand. Like, ideally, it is she's a virgin, you're a virgin, you guys meet, you get married, you have children together, you have a family. That's the ideal situation. I wish every single guy could be a virgin and meet their dream woman. But unfortunately, with the way that the sexual marketplace is now and how women are, the average woman is getting far more sexual access than the average man. By the time a guy ends up even being able to catch up to a girl and go on a date or whatever it may be, she's gonna lap him when it comes to experience of dealing with the opposite gender. Now, the reason why this is a problem is because we live in a society now where women don't respect male authority. And not only do they not respect male authority, they're more sexually experienced to give the facade that they respect male authority when they really don't. And they can go ahead and get what they need. And my thing is, with the way marriage is set up in the West, men have everything to lose. So you work your ass off, you make a bunch of money, you create a name for yourself, etc. You go ahead and you're a virgin, you get with your wife. She's maybe sexually experienced. She doesn't like the relationship as much because maybe you're not like a former Chad that she had, or maybe you don't have enough money like the last NBA player she might have dated. She's gonna have these experiences in her head and be able to draw, compare you to other men, while you're not gonna necessarily be able to compare her to other women. And what's up happening is, since women are more likely to, number one, get bored in relationships, number two, initiate breakups and initiate divorces, where you have all the skin in the game. I just don't want guys being in a position where their ineptitude with female nature from being a virgin or whatever, following God, results in them destroying their life. So if you can find a girl that's a virgin and you're a virgin too, that's ideal, man. That's awesome. But I have to operate on tell guys what the real is with women nowadays. Being a virgin, operating like it's 1955 when it's really 2025, is no longer a feasible way to find a good mate, be able to identify that mate, and then put it through her paces and be able to be in a long-term relationship, because she's going to know way more than you do, and you're not going to, most importantly, you're not going to be a competent leader to her, because she's going to understand the game and you're not. And unfortunately, when you're a virgin as a guy, or if you're not sexually experienced, what's up happening is, you get with the girl, you get laid for the first time, you don't want to leave her, you don't see red flags from her behavior, and then she uses the sex to keep you in. A lot of women do this, where they make you comply to get sexual access, right? Oh, if you don't take out the trash, you're not going to get laid. If you don't mow the lawn, you're not going to do that. You're already losing, and there's so many guys that are in that position. So when I tell guys, look, I want you to make 6 figures per year, be 35 years old, have a good job, be in shape, have sex with 50 girls. I'm not saying I want you to openly be a degenerate. If you can get by with being a virgin and find that chick, great. But I just know the way women are and the way a lot of guys are, it's just not feasible in 2025.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
No worries, man. No worries. And that's a valid criticism. I understand where you're coming from with that. But the reason why I dispense that advice is because we're in 2025, and I'm just giving advice to guys to deal with the modern women, unfortunately. And the modern woman, dude, is a whore, if I'm going to be honest.
Thank you.
No worries.